With the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces. d5 establishes a presence in the center, controls the e4 square, and opens up the light-squared bishop. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the d5 pawn, and controls the e4 square. Knight f6 develops the knight toward the center, defends the d5 pawn, and controls the e4 square. Bishop f4 develops the bishop toward the center and controls the b8 h2 diagonal. Textbook play so far. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This is the strongest option. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This overlooks an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. That's an unfortunate error. This misses an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. Very precise. Moving the same piece twice in the opening isn't good for development. This threatens to win material through a tactic. This is the only move that works. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This is the only good move. This stops the opponent from being able to force doubling of pawns. This attacks white's pawn chain. Right on target. Developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. Castling gets the king to a safer square. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. This is the only move that works. This strikes at the center with a pawn, trying to gain space. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Ignoring the threat on the knight, a difficult move to see. This leads to losing a pawn. Ignoring the threat on the knight, a difficult move to see. This is the way to win a pawn. This threatens to win a bishop through a fork. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This loses a pawn. This wins a pawn. Takes back. This is the only good move. Recaptures from a previous move. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This removes a pawn that was threatening to win material. Recaptures from a previous move. Recaptures. This evades the check from the rook. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. A solid choice. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. This steps away from the checking rook. This blocks the attack on a pawn that could have been captured. One of the best moves. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This is an equal trade. Takes back. Developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. A very strong play. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. This defends the attack pawn. A solid choice. One of the best moves. This takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. This fights against the other rook for the open file. A very strong play. A solid choice. This is the strongest option. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures. Very precise. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. Right on target. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. That was a free pawn. This is the strongest option. One of the best moves. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Takes back. A very strong play. A solid choice. One of the best moves. This defends the attacked pawn. A very strong play. Very precise. Right on target. This evades the check from the rook. This is the strongest option. Very precise. A solid choice. Right on target. This is the strongest option. Very precise. One of the best moves. A very strong play. This pins a knight to the king. Right on target. A solid choice. This is the strongest option.